Hey loves, welcome or welcome back to my channel. So like you've seen from the title, we are making an open shell stitch skirt for a matching top that I made recently. So if you haven't seen the tutorial for the top, then check my last video. I'll also link it somewhere around. So the skirt is just something, I am a set babe. I love sets because I feel like it just gives you more options with the outfit. So if you're like me and you love having two pieces, you love having sets in your wardrobe, then this is the perfect tutorial for you. The skirt is actually very easy to work around, and also I did add a drawstring obviously to get the waist fitted. So let me know if you guys like videos like this. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up as well, and I'll see you guys in my next video. So let's get right into the tutorial. So the materials I'll be using for this tutorial is I'm using a medium weight yarn. This is the same yarn that I used for my for the top. If you haven't seen the top, make sure to check below. I will definitely link the top below in case you want to make yourself a set. So I'm using a medium weight yarn, and I'm going to go ahead and use 3mm, 3.5 and then a 3mm. I'm using two different size hooks. And then a measurement tape, of course, to take your measurement, and some scissors as well. So to get started, we are going to start with a 3.5mm. And to get started with the tutorial, you will be needing your hips measurement and your desired skirt length measurement. Basically, those are the only two measurements you'll be needing for this tutorial. So now to get started, you're just again going to make a slip knot. And you're going to take your hips measurement and divide it by 2, sorry. So you're going to take your hips measurement and divide your hips measurement by 2. So in my case, my hips measurement is about 42, 43, 44. So it's up and down, but again, keep in mind that this pattern, this open shell stitch really stretches, so keep that in mind. So because of that, I chained a total of 70. And again, we are working in multiple of 7, so you're going to chain multiple of 7 until you have your desired measurement, which is basically the half of your hips measurement. So right here I have a total of 70 chains. I take a measurement of that. It should be 17, 18, but again, when you do your first row or when you do your rows of single crochet, it's going to stretch all the way to 23 inches, which is perfect for my size. So to get started with the pattern, you're going to chain extra 1. So right now I have 71 chains. So right into the second chain, I'm going to go with a single crochet, and I'm going to go ahead and do 1 single crochet in every chain up until the very end. So at the end of this row, I shall have a total of 70 single crochets. And remember, 70 single crochets is just the same as 7 times 10, which is a multiple of 7. So right at the end of row 1, I'm going to go ahead and chain 1 and turn. And right into this first single crochet, I'm going to go with my single crochet, and into the next with another single crochet. So I'm going to go ahead and just continue this until the very end of this row. And at the end of row 2, I'm going to chain 1 and then repeat this for 8 more rows. So at the end, I'm going to come back with my total of 10 rows of single crochet, and then we'll start working the open shell pattern. So you can make this as long as you want. This is actually going to be the waistband of your skirt. So if you want this to be shorter as well, maybe 2 rows or 5 rows, you can do that. But I am going to go ahead and make 10 rows, and I'll come back and show you guys how we can start working on the pattern itself. So right here I have my 10 rows of single crochet complete. So now to get started with the pattern, I'm going to go ahead and chain 4, turn, and right into the same space right after the chain, right into the same chain space, I'm going to go with a double crochet. And this is basically chain a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. I'm going to go ahead and chain 4, skip 6 single crochet, and into the 7th I'm going to go with a V stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and right into the 7th I'm going to yarn over and go with a double crochet, chain 3, and a double crochet all in the same space, which is the same as the V stitch. So I'm going to go ahead and chain 4 after, skip 6 single crochets, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and into the 7th with a double crochet, chain 3, a double crochet. So I'm going to repeat this up until I have my last set of 7 double crochets, and then I'll show you guys how to end this off. My last set of 7 single crochets, I'm going to go ahead and chain 4, and right into this last single crochet I'm going to go with a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet all in the same space. And the reason why we did double crochet, chain 1, double crochet is because at the beginning, remember, we chained 3, chain 4, and a double crochet, which is the same as double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. So whatever you do at the beginning, you're going to do at the end. So to get started with the shell roll, you're going to chain 3 and turn, and right into this V stitch, this double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, you're going to go with 3 more double crochets. So basically 1, 2, 3, and the chain 3 we chained at the beginning is the same as a double crochet, and into this chain 4 space I'm going to go ahead and do a single crochet right in there, and right here we have a V stitch, which is double crochet, chain 3, double crochet, and right into this V stitch you're going to go with 7 double crochets. And into the chain 4 space you're going to go with a single crochet, and again into the V stitch you're going to go with 7 double crochets all in the same space. And into the chain 4 space you're going to go ahead and do single crochet. So you're going to repeat this up until your second to last V stitch, which is double crochet, chain 3, double crochet, and then I'll show you guys how we can end this off. So coming right up, I just finished my last set of 7 double crochets all in that V stitch. So right into the chain 4 I'm going to go ahead and do a single crochet. Remember I said that whatever we do at the beginning we are going to do at the end. So right here we did 3 double crochets and then chain 3 and 3 double crochets, which is just the same as 4 double crochet. So right into this chain 1 double crochet, chain 1 double crochet, we are going to go with 4 double crochets just to balance off the row, just like we did at the beginning. Right there with 4 double crochets, and this is how it looks at the end. So to get started with the next row you're going to go ahead and chain 4, and right into the same double crochet you're going to go with a double crochet, and again the chain 4 is the same as double crochet, chain 1. So you're going to go ahead and chain 4 afterwards, and now we are going to go ahead and work the V stitch, which is double crochet, chain 3, double crochet that we did, but instead we are going to do this in the 4th double crochet in the set of 7. Remember we did 7 double crochets right there. So right at the center, which is the 4th one, so you're going to count 1, 2, 3, and right into this 4th you're going to go with a double crochet, chain 3, a double crochet all in the same space, chain 4, into this 4th double crochet in the set you're going to go with a double crochet, chain 3, and a double crochet, chain 4, and in this set you're going to go with a double crochet, chain 3, and a double crochet right in the same space. So you're basically going to finish this row with your V stitch pattern, and then afterwards you're going to again go back to the shell pattern with the 7 set of double crochet and single crochet in the chain 4 space, and I repeat this back and forth with your V stitch pattern and your shell stitch pattern until you have a desired length. I am going to go ahead and do a total of 10 shells. So whenever you finish one shell, then I'm going to go ahead and do 9 more shells. That is basically the measurement for my waist, because I want my skirt to be high-waisted. So right on top of my waist area all the way to my underbutt area. So I'm going to continue to do this until I have a 10 rows of 10 shells. So I'm going to continue to do this until I have 10 shells, and then I'll come back and show you guys what the next step is. So right here I just finished my 10 rows of shells with my 3.5, and at this point mine is a total of 12.5 inches. But again, this stretches in the length and in the width as well, so keep that in mind. But basically you're just going to take a measurement of from where you want your skirt to start. I want mine to be high-waisted, so right on top of where I want my skirt to actually land or start, right till under my butt area, which is basically 13, and then it stretches all the way. So keep that in mind as well. So now for the rest of the skirt to your desired length, you're just going to go ahead and switch to a 3mm. Remember we're using a 3.5, so we are just going to switch to a 3mm, and then just continue the same pattern of the shell, the exact same pattern. The only difference is you're switching to a 3mm. So hey guys, right here I have both of my panels complete. So I did 3 more extra shells with my 3mm, and then obviously I repeat the same process for the opposite side. And at this point my skirt is actually 16 inches, but again this stretches, so keep that in mind. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and single crochet both of the panels together, starting from the top up until the end, or wherever you want to start. You're just going to go ahead and single crochet both ends together. So because I have my yarn still attached to this panel, I'm just going to go ahead and use it and just single crochet both of them together. So right here I have both sides of my skirt single crochet together, and this is how they look on the outside. So I'm just again going to go ahead and just turn this over. So right there I have my skirt turned over. I'm just going to go ahead and just straighten the sides just so it lays flat and on the right way. Right there. Here as well. So now that I have that complete, we are just going to go ahead and make a chain for the waistband, because again remember I used my hips measurement for my waistband. So if I get to wear the skirt now, the waist is going to be big, quite big, because I used my hips measurement instead of my waist measurement. So we are going to go ahead and make a string, so we will be able to adjust the waist. To do that, I am going to go ahead and take my yarn, of course. So what I usually do is I take 2 strings. So I basically just like take off this amount, because I want to make chains. I do not want to go back and forth with single crochet, so I make sure I take some amount of yarn. And with this I'm just going to go ahead and double my string. So I'm going to use my 3.5 and just make a slip knot, attach my yarn, and I'm just going to make random chains. Again, you can do random chain with your 1 string and then do a single crochet back and forth, but I usually don't like doing that, so I just double my string. And you see how thick the string is, because I don't want to go back with single crochet or have double crochet with any stitch. I just want to make a chain. So now I'm just randomly going to make a chain that I know is going to be enough to go around the waistband, and also enough for me to tie a string. So right here I have my string, so I'm going to go ahead and attach this. So what I usually do is I attach this at the back of my skirt. So again, the front and the back panel is basically the same, so you have to determine where you want to be the front and the back side. So I'm going to just actually assume this side is going to be the back side of my skirt. So I'm just going to, in this case, I mark where the center is, and the center is right here. So I'm just going to go right into this fourth row. So I usually don't attach my string at the top, I usually do it right at the center. I'm going to go ahead and take one side of the string and just attach it right there, and right into the next available space, which is right there, I'm going to go ahead and take the opposite end of the string and attach it as well. So right there I have my two strings attached, so I'm just going to, in this case, draw them inside right there. This is how they look. So now I'm just going to take one side and just go all along the band, the waistband, up until the center of the opposite panel. So right there, I want to make sure that my string is going to go all around until it gets to this exact center of the skirt. So what I do, because I do not want my string to be on the outside, I want it to be inside, I am going to take big spaces. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to explain. So right here, I'm just going to randomly go into this loop right here, and then I'm going to take my string and just pass it through the loop, pull through. So again, because I do not want my strings to be actually outside, instead of taking a big loop like I did it from the inside, I'm going to go right into the next loop with my string. So this basically doesn't let the string to be visible on this side, but then instead it is visible on the inside, because that is what I'm going for. But again, this is optional, you can do whatever you want to. I just wanted to show you in case you wanted to go for the same look. So I'm just going to continue to do this until this end, and I'm going to do the opposite side, and I'll come back and show you guys what the skirt looks like with the strings on. So guys, this is the final string. So again, this is adjustable. Like I said, I did want mine to be inside, so that's why the strings are actually inside. The reason is because I want, when I actually draw the string, I want this to be inside and just the waistband at the outside. So this is how it looks. So with this string, you should be able to adjust the waistband to your actual waist measurement. And this is the final look of the skirt. I wanted to go in and do single crochets around the borders of the skirt, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I feel like it just gives it a uniform and just a better finishing as well. I'm going to go ahead and use a 3mm for this. So right here, I'm just going to attach my yarn to one side of the actual borders of the same area, and I'm just going to secure this with a good knot, like a strong secure knot, just a double knot. And for this, I'm just going to go ahead and single crochet my way, chain one and single crochet all around in every available space around the waist, around the hem of the skirt, just to give it a uniform effect around the borders. I'm going to do this for 3 rows, and then I'll come back and show you guys what the final skirt looks like.